Saint of the Day. April 19th. Saint Leo IX. 152nd Pope. Birth name, Bruno von Egesheim Dagsburg. Born, June 21, 1002 Egesheim, Alsace, Duchy of Swabia, Holy Roman Empire. Died, April 19, 1054, aged 51, Rome, Papal States. Venerated in, Catholic Church. Canonized, 1082 AD Pope Gregory VII. Feast Day, April 19. Patronage, Colliano, Guardia Lombardi, Sessa Orunca. Pope Leo IX, born Bruno of Egesheim Dagsburg, was Pope from February 12, 1049 to his death in 1054. He was a German aristocrat and a powerful ruler of central Italy while holding the papacy. He is regarded as a saint by the Catholic Church, his feast day celebrated on April 19. Leo IX is widely considered the most historically significant German pope of the Middle Ages. He was instrumental in the precipitation of the Great Schism of 1054, considered the turning point in which the Catholic and Orthodox Church formally separated. Saint Leo IX lived from 1002 to 1054. His life was extraordinary in many ways. He came from a family of high nobility and carried out every ecclesiastical office he exercised with excellence. When he was Bishop of Tours, he was considered the most handsome man of his time. His exterior appearance was set off by his distinguished elegance in dress and manners. In him, the astuteness of the serpent was joined with the innocence of the dove, and for this reason, the wise men of his time considered him the most prudent of all. He was so charitable that often he distributed so many of his goods to the poor that he himself was reduced to poverty. He excelled in both the human and divine sciences, especially in music. In this field, he composed hymns in honor of Saint Cyriac, Blessed Odelia, and Pope Saint Gregory the Great, Apostle of England. Humble and patient, he had an invincible constancy amid trial. The violence of the battle did not trouble him, nor did ambushes surprise him. Every year he used to make a pilgrimage to Rome to venerate Saint Peter and the relics of other saints. His strong personality and great virtue raised up hatred against him, but he was deeply loved by the upright souls of his flock. Comments. I consider this a monumental description. It is a depiction of a grand seigneur. Pope Leo IX is a saint who had all the characteristics of a grand seigneur: tall, handsome, distinguished in dress, elevated in manners, dignified in everything he did. In this sense, one can say that he was a flower of the aristocracy who was plucked by divine providence to be placed over the altar. Along with this exceptional exterior appearance, he had extraordinary intelligence, great learning, and erudition that made him famous in his times. This was not a dry erudition, dusty and dead as so often happens. It was an erudition that was alive and vibrant. He was also a musician. Then, parallel to these qualities, he had great virtue and strong supernatural life. You can see that he had all the qualities necessary to make him a precious vase, a vessel for a singular flower, that is, his spiritual life, for which all his other qualities were ordained. He had a remarkable sanctity, a hard sanctity, the sanctity of a fighter, of a man who does not become discouraged, who does not step back, who understands that it is natural to face difficulties and so he faces them. Because of this spirit, he was victorious throughout his life. The different moral elements that shaped his sanctity were as complete as his natural qualities. He was very pious, meditative, with learning turned toward the spirit, toward religion. He was a fighter, a man who carried the cross of our Lord Jesus Christ. Replete with these many qualities, he was raised to the most elevated post that exists, which is to be Roman Pontiff, the successor of Saint Peter and representative of our Lord on earth. Another interesting thing to note is that he was appreciated. He had enemies, but all the wise men of his time valued him. You can see that there was a public opinion that was open to saints, disposed to understand, support and applaud them. Saint Leo IX, then, was like a lighted candle placed in a candelabrum that shone in a room that received its light. This was the reason why he was elected Pope and illuminated all of Christendom. He was one of those men to whom God decided to give a plenitude of marvelous gifts. It would be difficult to say when God shows his splendor more, when he creates persons like Saint Leo IX with so many qualities and gifts, or when he makes the spiritual life triumph in men deficient by nature and filled with contradictions. These are two kinds of marvelous works of God, both so great that it is beyond human capacity to compare them. One can only conclude with this generic statement, that God is admirable in his saints. Each saint is a masterpiece of God. The greatest masterpiece of God, however, is the ensemble of the saints, the heavenly court with the superb irradiation of all the saints, whose various lights shine with multiple and different expressions and are all synthesized in Our Lady, the mirror of justice. She is the faithful mirror in which one can contemplate our Lord Jesus Christ himself.